Morton, Illinois meeting, 7 p.m. Monday, March 28th. Let's have a roll call.
Guile, Neff, Smock, Ritterbusch, Keach,
Here.
Zobrist,
Here.
Opperly, Yordi,
Here.
Deweese. Okay, we have a quorum.
Okay, we have a quorum. Approval of the minutes. Do we have any comments, questions, motions on the minutes from last meeting?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed the same. Approved.
So tonight we have two public hearings. Before we start our public hearings, we traditionally have our attorney, Mr. McGrath, give us a little explanation of public hearings.
Thank you. Two public hearings are being held tonight pursuant to published notice. Any person wishing to address the Plan Commission on either of the items set for public hearing will have the opportunity to do so and will give their testimony under oath or affirmation. The representative of the petitioner traditionally proceeds first. Thereafter, members of the public would be permitted and welcomed to provide comment, or if you live within 250 feet of the subject property, to ask questions of another testifying witness. At the conclusion of the hearing, the Plan Commission will make its recommendation. Plan Commission makes recommendations only. The village board is responsible for taking final action on these matters.
Thank you. So first item on the agenda for public hearings is petition number 22-04 SP. Subject property is located at 1075 West Jackson Street. A petition has been filed by U-Haul. U-Haul is requesting a special use at this property to permit the outdoor storage and display of U-Haul rental trucks and trailers only. The rental trucks and trailers will be located in the indicated area in the submitted site plan labeled Proposed U-Haul Equipment Shunting. Is there anybody from U-Haul who would like to speak to this petition tonight? So come forward and be sworn in, and then take the microphone over there.
Okay.
Please raise your hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm?
Thank you. And so give your name and address and then your presentation.
My name's Aaron Freeman. I'm the Vice President of U-Haul at 1032 Stevenson Drive in Springfield, Illinois. Prepared in the application package for the opportunity to receive the planning and zoning participation and counseling in regards to the conditional use permit for the truck and trailer sharing. The property, the former Kmart building, is currently vacant and heavily underutilized. We advocate an adaptive reuse of the existing building, revitalizing its current structure to better fit the character of the city. U-Haul has a long and proud history of taking unused commercial properties and turning them into productive businesses which generate tax revenue, provide jobs, and help to promote infill development to meet citizens' needs. Our intent is to retrofit the building to accommodate for climate-controlled storage, retail showroom, and offer truck and trailer share for customers on site. This helps Morton residents improve the life of residential mobility via truck sharing and self-storage. Our business provides an excellent buffer between residential and commercial zones, as it is subtle and quiet and generates very little traffic. In addition, our state-of-the-art security monitoring system are individually alarmed rooms, structured access, live cameras, will undoubtedly deter any offensive behavior in the property and the community. U-Haul has a successful history of working together with the nearby cities like Peoria, where we received the Making Beautiful Peoria Award. We look forward to having the opportunity working closely with this community and making this particular facility beautiful as well. I'm open for any questions or concerns.
Are there any questions from the board?
Yes, I have several questions.
Okay.
I guess one of the first questions is your shunting area. To me, it looks fairly small for the wide array of equipment at a normal U-Haul rental facility. I mean, you got some pretty big box trucks. The Super Mover is a pretty big, pretty good long truck. And I guess in that area, I don't see that much room for parking those plus trailers and what. So would this be a limited series of rental equipment there, or would this be the typical full line that you would find at, say, a rental place like the one in the university in Peoria?
Yeah, it's a good question. So the one in University captures a population of about 140, 150,000 people. And the location here, really about 89% of our moves are generated from the hometown. And it's about within a 3 to 5 mile radius, and they're all in-town moves where somebody needs to pick up something and come back. And I'm not sure what the population is here, but I think it's significantly less than the Peoria metro area, maybe closer to 25, 30,000. So the amount of units wouldn't be nearly as much as a site like that.
So all the rental equipment would be in that area that's designated as a shunting area then? And the area to the east, which has 4 lines for parking, that's going to be no truck parking on that?
That's correct.
Yeah.
No, we would have a receive area where we would designate the equipment to come in, and we also like to break the building so the consumer, as they drive by, can see the building itself.
What is the parking for, all of the parking that's shown on this site plan? Are the-
Well, I mean, at this time, we really don't have an immediate plan for all of the parking that's on the site plan currently.
Okay. And does your submission also include this, there's a little bit of landscaping and some islands that have been put in the paving. Right now, it's just a sea of paving, pretty much. And you're showing some islands there and some looks like additional landscaping. Is that a part of your plan?
Yeah, yes.
Will there be any changes to the site lighting that's out there now?
I think we'll adhere to any photometric plan that the city is required. We'd have to take a look at it again and see what exactly we're going to do with the lighting itself. If they're not LED, we usually upgrade them to LED lights.
You wouldn't be reducing lighting that was maybe typically there for parking when Kmart operated there?
No, absolutely not. We like lighting. It's cheap security. So we don't like our places looking vacant and desolate.
So are you going to use the entire Kmart building for storage?
Yes.
You're going to build individual storage units inside of Kmart? Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they're
we've.
air conditioned and heated?
They'll all be air conditioned and heated just like your home.
Okay.
So it'll help the residents here in the Morton area kind of free up the clutter in their garage or yard or even their home.
So is there any special use required for that?
On the inside, no, indoor storage is a permitted use in B.
Okay.
I guess I have a question for our attorney. So this special use, as far as the equipment, can all be parked in that shunting area? If they wanted to park something in the other parking area, they would have to come back for another special use, right?
It is, so long as the restriction, I would suggest that it would be appropriate as a part of your recommendation to indicate that your recommendation is for the physical area displayed on the site plan they've produced. In that instance, and yes, if they need to expand or desire to expand in the future, they'd have to come back for new special use. If you were to grant special use without restrictions or conditions of any kind, then the physical area limitations that you suggested wouldn't apply. In other words, make it a condition.
Okay. Any other questions for the petitioner?
If I may, so the way it reads here, it does indicate that area, that shunting area. So please correct me if I'm wrong. If they make the motion to approve, can we approve it as it is stated in here? That way it indicates the area that
Okay.
that park does. Correct.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Is there anybody from the public who would like to make a comment about this agenda item?
Is this a private development?
If you're going to need to stand up, be sworn in, and go to the microphone.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
You need to go to the microphone, sir. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's good. I'd like to know what, I guess, the first question, what is the zoning in that area,
It's
the
B3.
classification?
B3.
And the special use permit then fits within the B3 and it doesn't lower the zoning, there's no change then to the entire plot?
No, the
Yeah.
zoning is B3. It'll remain B3.
And I'm just wondering if that, the whole development is beautiful, is that a corporate, totally corporate investment and site, or is there private involvement in the entire project?
I'm not sure if I understand the question as far as.
Well, U-Haul is a national corporation, and is it a national company organization that's here coming, or is it involved with private investors?
So
I don't know that it matters much, I'm curious.
Yeah, and that would be a question that this board couldn't answer.
Doesn't matter,
And
yeah.
directed to U-Haul, matters germane or directly relevant to the special use request can be asked by cross-examination. That matter not being germane to the request, it wouldn't be the board's prerogative to be able to compel U-Haul to answer that. So
Well,
if they choose to share that with you in the parking lot as you leave, great, but otherwise we can't compel them to.
Oh, sure. Well, that's a beautiful site for sure, and there's no question about tremendous improvement for all of us after all of this time. So good for you guys. It's going to be exciting to have you. Thank you.
Sir, could you state your name and your
Tom
address?
Stenessa. I live here in Morton. And
Oh, okay. Thank
that's
you.
it. Thank you.
Okay, so any further discussion amongst the board? If not, I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the request as shown on their site plan and other documents submitted to us.
Second.
And a second.
Keach,
Yes.
Opperly,
Hopperly, are you yes or no?
Yes.
Ritterbusch,
No,
Zobrist,
Yes.
Doherty.
Yes.
I have 4. Approved.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is petition number 22-05 SP. Subject property is identified by the following pin. I'll skip that for the moment. A petition has been filed by Precision Planting LLC. Precision Planting LLC is requesting a special use at these properties to build a building height to not exceed 47 feet in height. Is there anybody from Precision Planting who would like to present to the board?
There's two of us.
Okay.
Join up.
All right, you can both be sworn in.
You both solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Please state your names and addresses.
Steve Kerr, 5703 North Woodlawn Court, Peoria, Illinois, and I'm here to represent Precision Planting, and this is Kyle Schott from Ryan Companies, who's also here to represent Precision Planting. The site that we're asking for the special use on, the variance on, is in the interstate corridor. It's zoned I-2, which would typically allow a 70-foot building height. Since it's in the interstate corridor, the restriction is 35 feet. And we're in the interstate corridor. The entire property is in the corridor, even though a small portion of the property touches the interstate. If you go to the next page, Brad, that's a site plan there, and the interstate is in the south, or is in the lower left-hand corner of the picture. And the building that we're proposing to put up currently is almost 800 feet away from the interstate, and if we ever do the future building, that will be almost 300 feet away from the interstate. So we have quite a bit of separation from the actual interstate, if the worry is how tall the building is. I'll let the reason we need the height is because of the racking system, and I'll let Kyle discuss what the racking system is.
Thanks, Steve. As Steve mentioned, Kyle Schott with Ryan Companies. I'm our Director of Real Estate Development at 700 Oakmont Lane in Westmont, Illinois. As Steve mentioned, we're requesting 47-foot building height. That is, there's a couple of different reasons for that. First is just operationally the racking system that we have for this building and operation requires that height. Secondly, now, for our client, we're building a Class A building and asset, and typically in the market, we are now seeing 36-foot to 40-foot clear, and that's typical across the market for Class A product, and we're showing a 36-foot clear, and combine that with the rest of our structural requirements and parapet requirements gets us up to that 47 feet. And then we'd entertain any additional questions as it relates to this variance and special use request.
Your future expansion, I would assume that would mirror or be very close to what's being proposed right now.
Yes.
The 47?
Yep.
Okay.
The exact intention is to be just a second phase of the building that we're proposing right now.
So would that whole property be under this special use, Brad? Would they have to go back for another special use if they added the building
I believe
addition?
it would be covered, is that correct?
The entire property would be covered.
Okay.
So this would cover
Yes, they
the
would.
proposed as well as the future? Okay.
Yes.
What's the building made of?
Precast concrete.
How many square foot, looking at the plan, how many square foot is the proposed?
So the proposed is 510,000 square feet, and I think we're showing the expandable up to almost 900,000.
It's a big building.
Yep.
I'm a farmer, I'm doing
Yeah.
the math in acres.
So what you're looking at, what you're looking at up there is about 61 acres, and then there's an additional parcel south of the proposed new road.
Any other questions for the petitioner? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any comments from the audience? Seeing none, how about discussion amongst the board? Brad, can you give us any history on why the interstate corridor has this requirement of only being 35 feet tall?
I can only give an educated guess, and I would say it's just because of the aesthetics from the interstate. Would be my
Okay.
best guess.
All right. So there's no law by the state of Illinois for buildings being a certain height?
I'm not aware of
Next
any,
to the
unless Pat,
interstate.
you're
No.
aware of
Okay.
any?
Okay.
It's exciting to see for Morton.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
I think it's in a spot where, to me, the height difference is probably almost unnoticeable.
I think it flows very well.
questions or comments of one another? If not, I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve this special use request.
Second.
No further discussion, let's call the roll.
Ritterbusch,
Yes.
Opperly,
Yes.
Zobrist,
Yes.
Yordi,
Yes.
Keach.
Yes.
Approved.
Okay, this closes our public hearing. And we have one more item on the agenda, and that's a preliminary and final plat of the Precision Planting subdivision. Do we need any discussion on that?
I can just give the preliminary and final plan have gone through our office, and we do believe it meets the criteria. It shows setbacks, easements, the roads, everything that we feel is necessary.
Okay. Very good. Any, do we have a motion?
So moved.
We have one motion
Second.
and a second. With no
We-
further discussion, call the roll.
Can we approve both of these same time then? Yes. Okay. Ritterbusch,
Yes.
Guile, or wait, Zobrist,
Yes.
Yordi,
Yes.
Keach,
Yes.
Opperly. Approved.
Okay, Brad, you've got nothing
I
on
do
the
not have
agenda.
anything,
You even
thank
wrote
you.
it down there.
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. All right, we'll have a motion to adjourn then.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.